next together. So 15 I will read. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om
Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya.
Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasa tato jaya mudiraye nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavati uttama shloke bhaktir bhavati naishtuki shrunvatam swakatha krishna punya shravana kirtana ardyantasto hi abhadrani vidanoti shravatsatam. So text number 15. यः शक्तिमूर्धोच्छक शयन् स्वशक्त्या पुंसो भ्रमाय दिवि धावति भूतभेदः काल्याक्षया गुणमयं क्रतुभिर्वितन्वस् तस्मै बलिं हरत वत्सर पंचकाय. Translation by Srila Prabhupada. O Vidur, the sun enlivens all living entities with his unlimited heat and light. He diminishes the duration of life of all living entities in order to release them from their illusion of material attachment. And he enlarges the path of elevation to the heavenly kingdom. He thus moves in the firmament with great velocity, and therefore everyone should offer him respect once every 5 years with all ingredients of worship. Text number 16. So I will decide 3 times and then you all will decide, please. Vidura uvacha Pitradeva Manushyanam Amayuhu param idam ismritam paresham gatim achakshva yeshyuhu kalpad bahirvidah pitradeva manushyanam ayuhu paramidam swa स्मृतं परेशां गतिम् आचक्ष्व येष्युः कल्पात् बहिर्विदः पितृदेव मनुष्याणाम् आयुः परमिदं स्वत्तम स्मृतम परेशां गतिम् आचक्ष्व येष्युः कल्पात् बहिर्विदः. Please recite.
Vidura uvacha Pitrudev Manushyanam Ayu Param Idam Smritam Paresham Gatim Achaksha Yesyu Kalpad Bahir Vidhu. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Viduru uvacha Pitridevam Manushyanam Ayu Parama Idam Smritam Parishama Gatim Achashva Yesyu Kalpada Bahir Vidaha.
Viduruvacha Pitudev Manushyanam Ayu Paramidam Smritam Parisham Gatima Chakra Yesyu Kalpad Bahirvidaha. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Vidurarvacha Pitradeva Manushyanam Ayuha Param Idam Smritam Parasham Gatim Achakshva Yeshu Kapad Bhajir Vida. Hare Krishna.
विदुर उवाच पितृदेवा मनुष्याणाम् आयुः परम् इदं स्मृतं परेषां गतिम् आचक्ष्व येषु कल्पात् बहिर्विद.
Anyone else? Okay, let us read word by word translation. Vidura Uvacha. Vidur said, Pitra, the Pita planet, Deva, the heavenly planets, Manushyanam, and that of the human beings, Ayu, duration of life, Param, final, Idam, in their own measurements, Smratam, calculated, Paresham, of the superior living entities, Gatim, duration of life, Achakshwa, kindly calculate, Ye, all those who issue are kalpat from the millennium, Bahi, outside, Vidah, greatly learned. Translation. Vidur said, I now understand the life duration of the residents of the Pita planets and heavenly planets, as well as that of the human beings. Now kindly inform me of the duration of life of those greatly learned living entities who are beyond the range of a call. Purport. The partial duration of the universe that takes place at the end of Brahma's day does not affect all the planetary systems. The planets of highly learned living entities like the sages, Sanak, and the Bhragu are not affected by the dissolution of the millenniums. All the planets are of different types, and each is controlled by different Kala Chakra or scheduled of eternal time. The time on the Earth planet is not applicable to other more elevated planets. Therefore, Vidur here inquires about the duration of life on other planets. Om Gyan Timirandasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chakshurmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesh Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namaste Tapta Kanchan Gaurangi Radhe Vrinda Vaneshwari Vrashabhanusute Devi Pranamami Haripriye Vancha Kalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya Cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shiva Sadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Namah Vishnu Padaya Krishna Vistaya Swami Namne Namaste Saraswati Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesh Prasannavadi Paschatya Deshatarine. So thank you very much for giving me this great opportunity to glorify Srimad Bhagavatam today. It's a very good verse and we are discussing calculation of time. So we all know time is so important in everyone's life, all the Jivas' life. Time is very valuable also. You cannot get even 1 minute. If you are very sick or something, you are dying, and at that time you say, just give me 1 hour, you can give in $100 million, but still you won't get even 1 second of that. So this is the value of time. And we see how we waste time in this life. And we are wasting our time almost, in all the millions and millions of lifetime in the past, and in the future, we don't know what we are going to do. So we have to have some kind of commitment to ourselves that I will pass my life in Krishna consciousness. And how we can do that, we have to actually make all the plans that what I can do to make it more easily for me to perform my bhakti. And whatever bad habits we have to give it up clearly. So once a time goes, it never comes back. Like our childhood goes, youth goes, and middle age goes, everything goes slowly. And then we realize that I'm old now. And that's what happens actually many times. So, and we know time takes away everything. We have like so much possession, sometime, bad time comes and everything goes away. Whatever we try to do in this material life, we can work hard all 24 hours, still whatever is in our luck, that's what we are going to get. Many times we see how people work so hard day and night, still they could not make their daily bread and butter. So this is the condition. And some people, they had done something good in the past life and they have so much money and so much luxuries and everything. So why this is inequality, because it's all what we did in our past lives or in this beginning of this life. So we should not waste any time in this life. And because this human form of life is so valuable, we cannot do bhakti in any other form of jivas, so like in aquatics or birds or plants, or anything. So that way our time is very valuable and we should not waste even 1 second. People who are from Indian subcontinent, they must have seen the movie Waqt, time, and how the time actually destroyed everything. We know that. And because when we are young, and everything is easily available, we think, that yahi waqt hai, kar le, puri araju. So that's what happens, that this is the only time. Let me enjoy. So that is the philosophy of the most of the materialistic peoples. But as a devotee, we should not have that kind of philosophy. We should have philosophy that how I can put every second of mine in the service of Krishna. So actually time finishes everything. It devours, it kills everything, it takes away everything. We have seen that at the time of death, nothing. We don't take anything with us. It takes away by force. We may be attached to our wife, our family, our home, our car. Everything we have to give up. We have to go. So that is the biggest truth of the life, that nothing belongs to me actually. Everything belongs to Krishna, and he is the owner of all the spiritual world and all the material world. So we should know who Krishna is actually and do our sadhana accordingly. So that way we can continue our bhakti. There was another song, Vakta ne kiya kya hasi sakam. So that way, how everything goes away. Nothing stays with us. We should know. So we have to use every second of our life. That's important. So in this verse number 15, we will discuss now, which says that, O Vidur, the sun enlivens all living entities with unlimited heat and light. So sun gives us unlimited heat and light. When sun comes, all the plantations and everything, the green grass gets green, the flowers sprout, and we see everything. All the changes comes because of the sun actually. And we have seen in the last few weeks, how the rain was coming and how the weather was. We had no energy. People were getting depressed in this material world. I was working in Carbondale, Pennsylvania, which is like too much rain and too much snow. 8 months, there was no light, all dark. And I know in that town, so many people were getting anxiety and depression. And that is the reason, because no sun. So place where sun is not coming, people don't have energy to do anything. They get very bored in this weather, what to do. and they cannot enjoy. So sun actually rises in the morning, and we see how like energetic we feel, with seeing the sun. Also, he diminishes the duration of life of all living entities in order to release them from their illusion of material attachment. Because most of the people in this material world, like me, are attached to this material world so much. So actually, by each day of sun, each second of the sun actually diminishes our duration of life. So we can actually get released from the attachment if we realize that thing when time is passing by like that. And also it enlarges the path of elevation to the heavenly kingdom. He thus moves the firmament with the great velocity, and sun moves, it rotates in its orbit. Like all the luminaries actually, we see, they rotate in the orbit, in their own orbits. And that's why every star takes its own time. Like sun has different time cycle, and moon has different time cycle, and all other, like Jupiter and all other planets, they not planets, the stars, they have their different times, and they circulate, they go all around the Earth planet. And that's why we have day and night. So actually, if you see, actually the sun never sets. We see the sun sets here, and then it goes to eastern horizon, like in India and Asian countries. Like when the night comes here, sun goes there, and then night comes there, and sun comes here in western world. So that is the way. So sun actually never goes. For us, we see the sun is down, gone, and now it's rising. But actually, sun doesn't rise or sets up, like that. So therefore, everyone should offer respect once every 5 years of all ingredients of worship. So whatever the ingredients of worship described in the Vedas, we should take those ingredients, and at least every 5 years we should worship. Now I will tell you why we should worship like at least every 5 years, because there are five, like yesterday we read the slok number 14. So it showed that there are 5 different times, like different type of year. Because of the 5 luminaries, they rotate in the different time cycles. Like Samvatsara, like it's the rotation of the sun, which takes 365 days and 61 and 6 hours, 365 days and 6 hours. So that is the rotation of the sun. It finishes its rotation from one point and comes back to same point in 1 year. So that is the time it takes, So another is Jupiter. Jupiter time is Parivest Sara. Jupiter is also known as Brahaspati, or also known as Guru. So the Guru star, which it goes very slowly, very, very slowly. So it rotates, it takes 11.87, almost 12 years to finish one circle off, like that. And third one is the different constellation. There are 27 main constellations, and they take 324 days. So this is the time for all these stars to go around the world. And the Anuvatsara is the time takes for the moon star to go around. But moon goes little more faster than the sun, and if it finishes in 27.6 days. So that is the time it takes for moon to rotate. And so their year is 327.6 days. And Idavatsara is other constellations. They take 360 days. So sometime we believe in 365 days, 60 days year, or 365 days of the 365.25 hours. So that's why our English calendar, which follows the sun, which is 365 days, and in the eastern world, where they follow the calendar of moon, which is 300, which is less, which follows not moon but other constellations, and it takes 360 days. That's why there is Adik Mas every 4 years, and that's why the time compensates. Otherwise, there will be so much difference in the time. So these are different measurements of the time. And let me read the 16th verse now. 16th verse says, Vidura is now in this verse, Vidura is asking Maitreya Muni that now I understand the life duration of resident of Pita planets, heavenly planets, as well as that of the human being. So he's saying that all lower and middle planetary system, I know the timings. Now, kindly inform me of the duration of life of those greatly learned living entities who are beyond the range of kalpa. So in one kalpa, which is 1 day of Brahma, or we can say 1000 yuga cycles. In that 1 day of Brahma, there is one kalpa, that's one time, one kalpa. So in the kalpa, what happens? After the day of Brahma, there is always partial devastation. In partial devastations, lot of rain comes, and after that, lot of heat comes, like that. So there's all these planets, the lower planetary system and the Earth, and then then Bhurlok, Swargalok, up to Swargalok, everything is destroyed. And after Swargalok, then these planets, other planets like Maharlok, Janlok, Taplok, and Brahmalok or Satyalok, these 4 planets, still remains there. They do not destroy in the partial devastation. They only gets destroyed when Brahma dies after 311 trillion 40 billion years. So that many years is the life of Brahma. It's very long life. But that long life actually is just one nimesh of Lord Vishnu. Lord Vishnu blinks his eyes, and that is the time for Brahma's 311 trillion years. So we can imagine, how Lord's time is goes so small, like so little time goes, and on this planet, how many years goes by just when Lord only blinks, So there are 7 upper loks, like Om, Bhur, Bhuv, Swa. That's what we say in Gayatri Mantra. Then after that, there is Maharlok, Janlok, Taplok, Satyalok, like that. And there are 7 planets lower also. So, and there are 8 directions. And in each direction, there is one Dikpal. Dikpal is the ruler of each direction. And they all the time watching us actually. Sun, moon, and all these Dikpals, they are watching us continuously. So we are under the camera all the time. So it's not like sometimes we do, oh, who is watching me? Let me do this nonsense or that nonsense. But so everybody is watching us actually. We are under CCTV camera all the time, 24 hours. Not even 1 second we have without camera. Camera is there. Lord is watching. Lord is sitting right in our heart. So we should never think, that, oh, let me watch this movie for a little bit, or let me do this thing or that thing, or let me enjoy a little bit, or watch this game or that game, and waste our time, because time is so valuable. And if we know this thing, then it will be very good for us. Because if we keep thinking that what will happen, and everything will happen good actually if we put our time to Krishna. That's most important. So let us go in a little more deeper about the time factor, how the time actually is everything for all of us, because it's very, so sun, we can see the sun is moving in its orbit all the time. It never stops. It goes at the same speed all the time. And that's why it takes particular type of duration in moving. So even the sun is rotating its orbit, but it rotates under control of Krishna or Lord Vishnu, because Vishnu gives him the direction, So we know that's how important is sun. We already said that how when sun comes up, how everything gets enlivened, and how so although it's so important, and he's a king of all the planets, every planet gets light from that planet actually, and sun is rotating under the direction of Krishna. So we should know that. So what happened with passing of the time, what happened, we get more and more weaker. Like people get old and they get weak. That is not the same strength. Like I don't have same strength of what I had in my childhood. And our strength goes down, our vitality goes down, and we get wrinkles on the body, our knees start hurting. There's so many things happens when we get older. So we see the children at the same time. I see my grandson Keshav and Madhav, and how I see them, how energetic they are. They don't stop even 1 second. They continuously play ball, run, go here and there, go on bicycle whole day, and they never get tired. But when we get old, then we climb 3 or 4 steps, or like coming up from basement to second floor, we feel little short of breath. So that is the condition, slowly, the time is taking away our energy. So that's the fact actually. And why Krishna does this? This is the question. Why he cannot, like people live in the spiritual worlds, they don't have this old age or anything, So he does it because in this material world, we are so much attracted to these material things. And that's why he wants to take slowly our attachment, because when we get older, we cannot eat the same food, what we could eat in the young age, when we can young, we can eat a lot of prasadam, but in the older age, digestion gets low, and that's why we try to eat less and less. Otherwise, the indigestion, acidity, and all those problems comes, So it's better to people think, that in my old age, let me eat little less, rather than more. If we see our Facebook photo, which is 6 or 10-year old, 10-year ago, what we took put, there, it looks so young and so attractive. But then we feel, now I feel so weak. Wrinkles on my face, and we think, what happened to me? What suddenly happened? My weight is going up and up every single day. Few ounces more and more. And it's very hard to lose the weight at old age. So that's the fact actually we should realize. So although even in old or young, doesn't matter, we should try to keep up our body healthy and well. We should do some exercise, we should walk every day. But still, it's hard to lose weight in the old age. Even we do exercise, we walk, still it's hard. Or perform exercise or even walk fast, still our weight stays little up rather than down. So sometimes we see how the movie stars and everything wants to look young, and they take Botox injections, or people take testosterone injections to build the body muscles, But what happens is still people get less and less attractive. So why Krishna does it? Because he actually has designed this world like that. Automatically he designed like that. So that way, that Krishna actually wants us to get some detachment from this material world. He doesn't want us to get attached so strictly to this material world. So automatically that way, people will get detached from different things, like from bodily activity and the sensual activity, and also eating food and those kind of things, slowly Krishna takes taste away from us. And that's why this varnashram system came in the picture, that people follow that from brahmacharya, then grahastha, then vanprastha, slowly detachment from that material world, and then take sannyas. And that way, this whole varnashram system, and Prabhupada actually wanted to adapt it in our ISKCON society, and that's why he was coming to Gitanagari in 77, but somehow the other his condition got worse, and then he had to return back to India. So the sun actually diminishes the duration of life also. That's the second thing for all living entities. So what is the aim of Krishna actually? Why he reduces the duration of our life? Because otherwise we will, if we live suppose 1,000 a year or 10,000 a year, what will happen? We will keep having the attachment to all these material things, because that's is built in our system. We want to enjoy this material world. That is the defect in us. So when we find a proper guru, then we slowly get closer to Krishna. And that's why guru's role is very important. His directions are very important. And if you follow the instructions of our guru very seriously, then we can definitely progress. So we can actually, by the sun's coming and passing the time, we get released from the illusion of material attachment. So he makes our body weaker and weaker, that's why, and less attractive. So that's why actually, if you see the Miss Universe or Miss World, whatever, we have not seen any Miss Universe who is 80-year-old, because her body will be all wrinkled at that age. All the time we see all the Miss Universe or Miss World, they are 18-year-old only, because the beauty at that age is at its highest. So that's why we can see in the spiritual world, Krishna and Radharani, the divine couple, they are always 16, 17-year-old. Navayovanam cha. So that's why in the spiritual world, everybody is young there. Nobody gets old. There is no past, no present, nothing. No, there is present all the time. Everything goes in present tense. There is no past tense, or there is no future. Nothing. Everything is present. Nobody thinks about what is happening in the spiritual world. Krishna doesn't appear there. There is no Janmashtami. We are having Janmashtami next month. No, in August actually. So, but in Golok Vrindavan, there is no Janmashtami. Krishna doesn't appear there, and there is neither Musa Leela. The destruction of Krishna has to destroy all his own family. Because there were so many, and they will get so powerful and everything. That's why Krishna actually wanted to wind up from this material world and take everyone with him to the spiritual world. That's why the Musa Leela takes place in material world, not in Golok Vrindavan. Golok Vrindavan, everybody is so happy. There is no anxiety. There is no need of light. And everybody is actually enjoying the life. There is only present tense. There is no past, no future, no worries at all. In this material world, we worry about every little thing. But in material world, there is no worry at all. So, in the spiritual world, there is no worry. In material world, all the worries are here. Every second, we are worried about this will happen, that will happen. Oh, that big plane crash happen, and I'm going in the plane. If I go and plane crash happens, what will happen? Everybody thinks that way. So also third thing, it says the sun enlarges the path of elevation to the heavenly kingdoms. So why it happens? Because if we slowly lose the interest in this material world, then our path for liberation will gets more facilitated that way. So we can see actually the sun is enlarges the path of elevation to the heavenly kingdom. So that's why even we see Radharani also worships the sun god, because sun actually helps Radharani and all the gopis to arrange all the leelas, because sometimes sun is very bright at the Radha Kund in the noon time. So Radharani request or Yamunaji request sometime that please get little bit less hot, So suddenly sun gets very cool at that time, and and then he start giving nice breeze. So that way sun actually helps Krishna and Radha, the divine couple, in their leelas all the time. We can see in another example of Ras Leela, what happened at the Ras Leela. Ras Leela, because gopis were enjoying so much the company of Krishna that they didn't wanted that sun should rise again soon, So Yamuna Devi requested sun god that, okay, please do not come for at least 6 months. So we all gopis, can actually have dance and everything with Krishna. So, and they wanted to enjoy. So the night sun god didn't show up for 6 months. And that's why Ras Leela lasts for 6 months. And everybody else was sleeping. Like gopis' husbands and gopis' father-in-laws, mother-in-laws, parents, everybody was at home sleeping. They didn't feel anything. That night was so long. But sun does that. So he facilitated Ras Leela like that. That night is so long. So from Bhagavad Gita also we have the shloka, the time I am. Krishna said, I am the Kala, Kalo Asmi. So that's why, and it takes, and Krishna said that I take away everything. So sun's role in the universe is very important actually, and his influence on the time and all the living entities. Because without sun, we will not be able to survive. The sun is very important. How we will get all the grains and everything, eatables. Eatables comes from Krishna. We get energy also, and we grow up also in sun's presence. So sun is very important because it gives us energy. It helps in creation and maintenance, and also it moves with great velocity all around. And as soon as sun comes, it dissipates all the darkness of this world. Sometimes we see there is so dense fog that planes cannot land in Delhi. I went 2 times and they have to divert planes to different airports. So that thing happens actually. But as soon as sun comes, all the fog goes away within half an hour. So that's what is the effect of sun actually, what it does. So this verse, what we read, 15th and 16th, actually it emphasizes the sun's movement is the manifestation of the eternal time actually. Sun manifests eternal time. What is eternal time in Golok Vrindavan? It manifests here. It's manifestation of same time actually, but we take it differently. And it suggests that one should respect and offer the sun every 5 years, because as I told you, there are 5 different kind of years. So at least every 5 years, we should, many people we see in India, they offer the water like that, from Ganges, and they offer water every day to the sun, God's sun. And so we should respect the sun very nicely, and we should worship him with all the ingredients as written in the 15th chapter, that therefore everyone should offer him respect once every 5 years with all the ingredients of worship. So that's important, that we should do it according to Vedic principles, how the worship of the sun should be done, and we should do accordingly at least every 5 years. So that's important. So actually, sun's energy enlivens all living entities that sing, and it dissipates all the darkness of our life. And sun's movement is identical to the eternal time. So concept is the same. So, but it is, our day is so short, and we can see in upper planets even, the day is so long, and we think, oh my God, my day goes so big. But if we live so many years, how much miserable our life will be. So it's a better, even short life, but it should be life with a devotional service. That's important rather than how long I live. That thing is not important. Sometimes people die at early age, but if we have perfected their bhakti, then there is no problem. So that's why Vidurji is requesting Maitreya Muni about the eternal time. That what is the eternal time actually, which he requests in the last chapter, what we read in the 10th chapter. So there are different calculations of the time, and like we already read the atomic time, and then Param Mahan time. Atom is the smallest unit of this material world. You cannot, an atom is indivisible and invisible. You cannot see the atom, only see by very strong microscope. Otherwise, you cannot see that. And you cannot make the partition of the atom. You cannot cut the atom. Atom is so small that it cannot be divided anymore. And Param Mahan is the greatest totality of all the Parmanus, all the biggest thing. That's a Param Mahan. And then division of the time, how the small division of time and big division of time. So the matter we divide like smallest and biggest. Similarly, time also is the smallest unit and biggest unit. So what is the smallest unit of time? Atomic time. Atomic time is the time which takes for the sun to pass through an atom, smallest division of time. So it's millisecond, so small, we cannot actually calculate, how small it is. And Param Mahan time is the time from the beginning of the creation till the dissolution of this universe, which is the 311 trillion years and 40 billion. That many years of time. So that's why we read for last few days, we are reading, different time, like Parmanu, atomic time, and Anu, and then there is Trasharanu, then Trapti, Veda, then Lava. Like love is so small time. Love time is 8 by 45 seconds, so small. Like we say, Lava Matra Sadhu Sangha, Sarva Siddhi Hai. So like that much time, 8 by 45th second of time, if we associate with the pure soul, then Lava Matra Sadhu Sangha Sarva Siddhi Hoy, then everything will be perfect in our life. So this is the greatest importance of associating with the pure devotees. And then there is Nimesh. Nimesh is the time, which is 3 lavas. Very small time, actually, 8 by 15 seconds. Nimeshinam, that means time, which we blink our eye. And that's why gopis still were complaining to Brahmaji that why you gave us the eyelid. So we blink by mistake, and we don't see Krishna during that time, which is hardly 8 by 15th of a second. But they didn't want even eyelid, and they were cursing Brahmaji that why you gave us the eyelids. So we can see the love of gopis. They didn't want it to miss Krishna for even 1/15th of a second. And we can see, like I can see particularly my condition, for hours together, I don't think about Krishna at all. So that should not happen in my life. And I should think Krishna all 24/7, all the time, Krishna should not, even we do something, different things, still we should remember Krishna, we should keep Krishna in the back of our mind, and our activities should be Krishna conscious all the time. There are so many different day, night, and month, and session. So this goes on, and year comes, and after year, there are so different times, like we read in last chapter, Samvatsara, Parivatsara, Vatsara, Anuvatsara, and Idavatsara. So these are the different times which makes different kind of years. And after that, in 16th verse, we see that because this time goes up to Swargalok. After that, the duration is much more after the Swargalok, in the Maharlok, Janlok, Taplok, in these areas, Satyalok. So we can see, like that's why bigger units of the time comes, like Kali Yuga, then Dwapar Yuga, Treta Yuga, and Satya Yuga. And total of the one Yuga, how much is that? 12,000 years of the demigods year, or 4.32 billion years. That is the Chaturyuga. So Kali Yuga is 432,000 years. Dwapar Yuga and double than that, that's 864,000 years. Treta Yuga is 1,296,000 years. And Satya Yuga is 1,728,000 years. So this is the different yugas. So we can see how Brahmaji lives for 1,000 years, like 100 years actually, and one day of Brahma is 1,000 yuga cycles. So we can see that's why Brahmaji lives so long time. So these 4 yugas, Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, Dwapar Yuga, and Kali Yuga makes one Divya Yuga, and then 71 Divya Yuga is one Manvantar, and 14 Manvantar is one day of Brahma. And Brahma lives 100 years, that means 311 trillion and 40 billion years. So in that time of Brahma, lifetime of Brahma is one Nimesh or the Lord Mahavishnu, which is 0.43 seconds of Lord. So we can see how Lord lives always, so it's nothing, no time for us. So we should not see like this. If we calculate our human life, it's a little fragment of section, because we are eternal also. Like Lord is eternal, we are eternal also. So our time, 100 years, is very like small fraction of totality, what we live in this world. So, and Krishna has given kindly this human form of life, and I should use it properly in Krishna service. So we can see how the time actually takes away everything, and time goes by so fast. So we are all in the womb of the time factor. We should realize this thing. If we don't realize, that means there is something wrong with us. We can see even Ram Rajya, which was the empire of the Lord Ram, but it is a historical event now. It's no more here. Also, we can see the Kurus, which came from Lord Yayati. Kuru was his son, and then his Vansha called Kuru Vansha. So all the kings came, Maharaj Yudhishthira and everybody came in that Vansha. That is also gone completely. In the recent history also we see British Empire, which was almost ruling more than half of this planet Earth. And where it is now, completely finished. So if we being ignorant of these things, and keep thinking that I'm going to live forever, so that is not going to happen. We have to go one day from this material world. So, and we all are making plans for our bright future. That, okay, I should do this way. We have so many dreams. Why we'll do that and make plan continuously. And we think about our achievement all the time. But they all are going to go away one day. Everything will be snatched away at the time of death. And that is the biggest fact. People say, why you are talking about that? It's so depressing. But it is the fact actually, we should know that this is going to happen with anybody. Like people sitting in the plane just a few weeks ago. We know everybody had the plans that I will reach there, I will do this, I will do that. And what happened? Young or old or little children, everybody graced the death actually. Why? Because that was their destiny. What can be done actually, So the time is so cruel. And so that's why time reminds us all the time that we have to remain Krishna conscious. That way, even death comes, we are not at last. We will go to our ultimate goal anyway, that way. Otherwise, it will take us many lifetimes to get another human birth. So we experience so many past, present, future, past, present, future. In this material world has 3 cycles, Shashti, Sthiti pralaya, srishti sthiti pralaya, creation, maintenance, destruction, creation, maintenance, destruction. This goes in the cycle. It never ends. So we have to see, we have to end this cycle. And how long we can go in this material world, birth after birth after birth, how many times we take birth and die. So one day we have to cut that cycle of birth and death, and that can be done only by bhakti. So that way we will, in Krishna Lok, there is no past or no future. Everything is done by present tense. Nobody thinks about anything else. They think all the time how to serve Krishna and how to live in his company, and they all enjoy there. So people do not know this thing, and that's why in this material world, whatever we enjoy, it's no happiness actually. Like when Dhruv Maharaj was touched by the conch shell on his forehead, immediately he felt so great. We cannot even imagine, how much is the feeling and how much is the happiness when we see Krishna. We only can think about that, but it's much more than that. We cannot actually comprehend that thing. We cannot see or think even that how much happy we will be when we are in association with Krishna. So time is very important, and we all should respect it. And if we do something which is not important or not related to Krishna, we should think. So that's why in the evening time, if you think after passing the day that what I did from morning till now, how much was the Krishna conscious activity, and how was the other activities, which are not related to Krishna, and we should try to increase next day Krishna conscious activities, and like that we should strive for Krishna. Otherwise, we will waste our life and we will never reach Krishna about. So that thing is important. Time is passing by, and we should try, at least try. And Krishna will help. Our spiritual master will help us in our endeavor if we are serious about it. If we are not serious, then it's very hard. But if we are serious, definitely Krishna will help us. And when Krishna helps, then everything is, we are successful there. There is no loss of time. Like whatever we do, Krishna conscious activities, it's not wastage of time. It's the most beautiful use of time. We should know that, and pray to the Lord that please help me. And sometimes we see that we attend the conferences, management of time. Actually, it should be other way around. We cannot manage the time. Time is Krishna. It's in Krishna's hand. It's not in our hand. So how we can manage the time? It's other way around actually. Time manages us actually. So but we try to attend those seminars, and people come and talk big things, manage time like this and manage time like that. So and time fixes us so fast, whatever we think, whatever we plan, it destroys all our plans. So everything is under control of time. Sun God has all the powers from Krishna. He does everything under the jurisdiction of Krishna, whatever Krishna wants. And whatever Krishna wants, we should do that thing. And Krishna has given us all the instructions in Bhagavad Gita. That's what he didn't say it just for Arjuna. He said to all of us what we have to follow. So we have to follow those instructions given by Krishna very seriously. Then our life will be perfect. Thank you very much for hearing. There is still 10 minutes left, but we can discuss something. If somebody has any questions, comments, reflections, anything. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhu, for a nice class. And then, yes, time is very important in our lives. We plan so many things. And as if, I plan so many things that, oh, I can do this, I can do that. My time goes so fast. When we think back our childhood, that goes so fast, and how much changes we get. We don't know that time is doing like all that. So that is very, very important, Prabhu. I when I was young, I got so many certificates in my music, my that thing, this thing. I got so many certificates. The other day I was looking at my certificates. I said, once I'm gone, what will I do with these certificates? They're gone. They're useless. Even now it is useless. I am retired.
Yeah, they will be on the wall and we will be gone.
Not even wall, I put in the file. But when I was in the office working also, I got so many certificates. I kept all of them in a file. Once I'm gone, what will my children will do with those? They're gone. And my husband's retirement picture or his engineering certificates, they're all there. So what will they do? What will they happen? Those things. The time goes so fast and they will be useless, all of them.
Yeah.
That is very... And then when I was young, I used to think, when my sister-in-law used to say, no, this time won't come, use this time. I said, what is this time won't come? This 8 o'clock will come tomorrow also. Why is she saying like that? I couldn't understand that. Now I'm going through all that. It's very important. The spur of moment for us, we should use it properly.
Yeah, that's very true. Time is very, very important.
Very important.
We should respect it properly and use it properly.
Yeah.
Thank you, Madam.
Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Anyone else has any comments?
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
Hare-
Pranam. The whole class was really nice, Prabhu. Thank you very much for a wonderful class.
Thank you, Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Since 3-4 classes, we are listening this time.
Yeah, because it's very important factor. That's why it's given in so much detail.
Yeah.
So many units of time and everything. People say, what is this, what kind of, but it says like so small atomic time and this time and that time and bigger time, so that way we can know the value of time, how it is. Otherwise, there was no need to give it in Srimad Bhagavatam, the calculation of time. What is the need? But time is so important. That's why Vyasadeva actually wrote it that way.
The last class, all the timings, their seconds and everything they're saying, it was so nicely explained.
Even second is divided in so many different units.
Yeah.
We cannot imagine, Yeah.
Lot of things to know from Bhagavatam.
Yeah. It's a great grantha, great book,
But these things, Vyasadeva wrote long time ago.
Mm-hmm.
Now we are reading this, this. That was really amazing how long ago he wrote all that he anticipated.
Yeah, scientists think, that I invented this, but everything is written in the,
Everything is there.
Yeah, everything is there actually. No invention.
Very much, Prabhu.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. Anyone else has any comments, questions? Okay, let us end here then. Vancha kalpatarubhyasya
Patitanam pavanebhyo
Vaishnavebhyo namo namah. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Srila Prabhupada
ki jai. Thank you very much, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna.
HG Kaivalya, Prabhu. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Dronacharya Prabhu. Hare Krishna.